So at our last meeting, we actually set up some subcommittees based on interest from individual members. And if anybody is interested in providing updates, this is the time. The first subcommittee that was set up was on speeding and traffic, and we have Dee, Antonina, Tina, and Pete. 3 of our 4 members are here, and if there's any updates to be had, we would love to hear from you all. Whether you've met, if you have any plans.
Hi, I'm Antonina, I'm on the committee, and yes, we did meet, and basically we just did some brief things, and one of them is who are we, and we're the traffic subcommittee, and we want to have people become informed and then educated, and we also want to provide support to those who want to champion traffic issues in their neighborhood communities, because a lot of us see issues and we don't know what to do with them. And we wanted to meet with DOT, but we just learned that Hans Larson is going to be retired, so we're going to meet tomorrow or the next day and figure out who do we want to meet with and when do we want to meet with them. And we are eventually going to also meet with planning, because we've had some issues that we wrote down in our meeting at that time. Anybody else wants to join us for the subcommittee, please let me know after the meeting. Thank you.
Great. So Antonina, when I read about the retirement of Hans Larson, I guess they're going to start a search or whatever. Do you think it's helpful to meet with him first to find out if he has any ideas of how to proceed after May?
I don't know. I'd like to talk to the members, and maybe we want to do that. I just kind of we want continuity, and we want to make sure continuity is taken care of, whether he's there.
Makes sense. He makes promises and the next person
Yeah.
says, what?
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
Any questions for Antonina on behalf of the speeding committee? Okay, so moving right along. This has been a hot button, I know, for many neighborhoods across District 3. We have illegal dumping. The members are Lovey, Dee, and Jeff.
Well, I went ahead and reached out to Diane Buchanan with Code Enforcement. So I'm waiting to hear back to see when we can meet with Diane, so we can get to know the policies and any other questions that we may have to get familiar with the department, so we can make effective choices and figure out what to do from there.
That's great. That's great. One question. Yes, Paul? Oh, okay. Well, actually, now is a good time for any questions. Do you have a question or comment for either of the subcommittees?
For this last one, yes. I think the idea that you should work on is maybe we should work on figuring out a way to get dumpsters in certain areas, because the idea of them illegally dumping is because they can't afford to throw it away.
That's true.
So then we need to work on trying to fix that.
Right.
And we need to stop just all of a sudden making things happen. It's like when they moved everything, the prostitutes out of Northside, all they did was spread all over the city. When they moved people out of the jungle, all they did was spread them all over the city. If all we're going to do is push people, then all we're going to get is trouble. Thank you.
Okay, good suggestion. Thank you. Okay, does anybody else have any questions or comments for Dee and the other members of the subcommittee? I'd like to personally congratulate Dee on some of her midnight soirees, checking out some illegal dumping situations and documenting them. A very fine job, and it just demonstrates how dedicated you are to the neighborhoods. Appreciate it.
I have a question about that.
Working hard at it.
Is there any way we can get more trash cans through the city? Certain areas are just, people like to dump all the time.
Right.
Like
So
trash.
what I think it has to come down to is, one of the things is really getting into the District 3 neighborhoods, figuring out who are the leaders there, and let's work with those leaders to see if we can, get some kind of system going, whether it is putting dumpsters out, or when is their dumpster day, if there is one coming up. So there's a lot of different avenues that we could take. But I think the first one that we're taking right now is going to be reaching out to code enforcement. Let's figure out where they start at from the top, and let's go from there. But definitely, I have been driving through a lot of the different District 3 neighborhoods to see where some of the hot spots are. And when I do find them, I usually create as much awareness as I can in regards to those hot spots. And then I also report those to DOT. to aid the neighborhood.
Do you want us to tell you the hotspots later?
Yeah, that would be fun. If you
Okay.
have those, we
I
could
have-
always
I
add
have
those
some.
to our
Right.
list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later about
Okay,
it.
David Vieira is not here at the moment, but there was an email exchange back and forth where, addressing your concerns of more trash cans, Richard.
Yeah.
He actually mentioned that some of the street sidewalk trash cans were removed because human waste was being deposited
Oh, really?
in them. And because of the cost of the steam cleaning to make them hygienic, some problem garbage cans were actually removed. Lovey?
I've noticed, and we'll bring this up for the agenda at the next meeting, that a number of fast food places have removed their trash receptacles. They really had convenient trash receptacles to where you could put things in. And I've gone, not that I was partaking, of course, but I did visit a couple of those places, and there is a total absence of disposable, of garbage receptacles. And I think they've done it for austerity measures rather than anything else. We'll check on the code enforcements that are a requirement of that, but several large, very large fast food places have no trash receptacles exterior at all.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, this is a huge and difficult problem, but we have several members who are very dedicated to working on issues of homelessness. George is one who has spoken extensively about the scope of the problem, and our committee felt that there were ways that we could impact neighborhood quality of life by working on some pieces of that. And so the Homelessness Issues Committee is Tina, Kathy, Dawn, and Debbie. Kathy and Debbie are here. I don't know if either one of you would like to speak to
I'll
any
go
meetings
ahead.
you may have done, or?
Yeah, we did meet, it was Debbie and Tina and myself, and we started thinking about what it is that we want to advise our council member on and how we want to work with them. And so we want to make sure that Councilmember Flores understands that we need everybody to be working together, that the city can't point fingers saying it's UP property or county property, and that we want to see that collaboration continue so that, because as residents, when we see an encampment, it doesn't matter to us whose property it's on, we just want to see it cleaned up. And then to understand that unlike other council districts, it's a major priority for District 3. We are the ones who deal with this on a more regular basis than anybody else, and so that we hope that it's a priority for our council member. And then we would also like to have an update at some point in time, and all of this is in the future, and we let him know, this is not a surprise, that we'd like to have an update in the future from the organizations that are working on different ways to address this issue, on what is working, what isn't working, so we kind of can see how other groups are dealing with this too. And then finally, we don't expect any answers from our council member right now, but at some point in time, we'd like some. Just a report out in the future, when there's been enough time to get some depth in the issue, because it's a big issue, as we all know. And we'd love to have an update from him.
Wonderful, thank you so much. And I thank all the members of the subcommittee for taking the time out of their busy schedules to meet and to work a little more in depth. As we talked about last month, what we're hoping is that the subcommittees will really be the focus of the core of our work for this calendar year in 2015.
And I wasn't sure if Debbie had anything to add.
No, that's excellent, thank you.
Very nice presentation, Kathy.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I live on the border of District 3 and District 7, which both have the same issues. Is there a way that we could work with District 7 on cleaning up? It's like Wendy's is across the street, which is District 7. And we're on this side with Sacred Heart Community Center. And between the homeless, the garbage, it all blows down in my basement. And the garbage floats, and B&B has garbage all over the place too. So how does that work on the border? districts?
Honestly, I don't know, but I will tell you that Pete Polstad has championed all along, and I think others like Lovey have always championed that we need to combine with District 5 and District 7 because we have so many common issues and because so many of the borders are the same. I don't know if we as a group have actually ever resolved how we would do that. You know, would we ask a delegation to go to the council members of District 5 or District 7? That isn't something we've addressed at this point, but as we get more organized and the committees get more focused, then it might be an idea that that's something they would do.
Yeah, and I
Kathy?
appreciate you saying that, because I'm, you know, as I said in the beginning, we want everybody to work together with the property owners, and also with the neighboring council districts, because nobody can solve this by themselves, and it's not an acceptable solution to pass it on to somebody else.
Right, because I've got 1 foot in each district.
Yeah.
I've got a foot in District 7 and a foot in District 3, so I do go to some of the District 7 meetings, a lot of them that affects that house on both sides. So that's why I was wondering how to combine them, and I guess after we could discuss something down the line too.
I think absolutely, as Kathy said, you know, as we start working more into these issues, that is something I believe will have to be addressed. Levy?
Thank you for bringing that up. Perhaps this is something that council member is going to bring up, but I attended one of the largest community meetings that I've seen in our district, and there were 4 council members there. 3 had come, a 4th one had come. So there's an indication that council members, especially the newer ones, are now meeting and addressing issues collectively. We hope this is just a starting point.
Wonderful. Paul?
Yeah, the point is that most of the new people are always interested in getting involved. So it's always best to work with the newest people that are coming in. We're more receptive to what we're working on. And District 7, because we are bordering there, and we do use the Anna Center, we've always had before District 7 in there with us. It's just that we need to get them focused together, doing the same thing that we were doing before.
Okay. Any other questions for any of the subcommittees? Bob
Well,
and
would
then
this be a
Liz.
neighborhood commission coordination type thing? Isn't that what the neighborhood commission's for? To coordinate between the,
We could
Okay,
always-
You want my happy face, or?
There.
Yes,
No, I want
it should be a neighborhoods commission project, I agree 100%. It's not gonna happen.
No.
So we're better off pursuing it in D3.
okay.
So we have Liz and then Kathy.
I wanted to rewind back to Antonina and the question of whether or not she should meet with Han and the whole continuity thing. I think you are the continuity because you're the resident, you live here, and who knows how long the new director of this is going to be here. So you would be the person to kind of maybe not get him to make promises, but to maybe get knowledge from him about what the position entails and what you could do in the meantime while the transition happens.
Thank you. Okay.
See, Kathy and then Bob.
And I just wanted to say that I think I think it's a good issue for District 3 to the homeless issue, because this affects us and it doesn't affect all parts of the city. And so it's of higher importance to us than some of the other parts that don't have the impacts that we would.
Great. Okay, Bob, you had another
Well,
comment, question?
To answer that one, I was just thinking in the terms of the coordination between the districts, not necessarily dropping it at our level, but maybe getting some lead there.
Oh, yeah. We would be happy to speak to anybody.
Yeah, and that, on the aspect of the hereditary knowledge, our experience with VTA is the organization knowledge goes back about 3 years. So we have to be very careful that we, as a community, help them remember the promises that they make on a regular basis, because every time they move someone from one office to another, it goes away. And so it is our job to be the historical place.
Great. Paul?
Well, we do have more homeless in the downtown area because we have more areas that they can get food from, that they can get help from. And it's all happening downtown. So you're always gonna have more of them there. And the commissions have been set up through the city, through the county. We've got a lot of commissions set up working on the homeless, and they've never achieved anything. But